Good morning to all. As today we discussed about that pH scale. What is pH scale? What is how we find out that whether it is a strong acid or strong base or weak acid and weak base. So by the help of that pH paper. So now today we discussed about that importance of pH in everyday life. Importance of pH in everyday life. Our body works of pH range 7 to 7.8. Our body works of pH range 7 to 7.8. Okay, so how does that acid rain causes? Acid rain. So when that gaseous present that is oxides of nitrogen and oxides of sulfur, these gases are mixed into that rainwater. They form as an acid rain, that is sulfurous acid is formations or nitric acid is formation, that is dilution acids. They damages that all that vegetations and etc. So the pH of an acid rain is 5.6 pH. 5.6 pH. Okay, the range of the pH value of that acid rain is 5.6. When that acids fall as a mixed into the rainwater, so that the water is mixed into the rainwater, that river water becomes an acidic in nature. So that is it damages the aquatic organisms and plant vegetations like this. Okay, so remember this. Next we go to that pH of the soil. So in your backyard, yeah, in an agriculture field, the plants does not grow properly. So we first test that soil, that if the pH, if the soil is below the 7, if the pH of the soil is below the 7, so then that soil become acidic in nature. So it, to be neutralized, we add some alkaline, okay, such as calcium hydroxide. Okay, so this is that pH of the soil to make that properly growth of plants. Okay, this is, so next we go to the point is pH in our digestive system. Digestive system. So which acid is present in our stomach? There is a concentrated hydrochloric acid is present in our stomach, which helps to digest the food. But if pH is less than 7, our stomach become acidity. So that is a pain formation, irritation, or acidity we called as. Okay, so because our in our stomach concentrated hydrochloric acid is present, if that range is less than 7 in our stomach, then that acidity is formation, that pain irritation is causes. So that to neutralize it, what we shouldn't, we take an antacid tablets to neutralize, we take an antacid tablets to become neutralize that acidity. Okay, so antacid tablets is made up of an milk of magnesia, milk of magnesia. Next is cause of tooth decay. So why is our tooth become decay or formation of cavities in our teeth or tooth? So because in our mouth bacteria is present, that is bacteria produce acid, so that the pH is less than 5.5. okay, the pH is less than 5.5 in our mouth, then start to cause of tooth decay. So to prevent this tooth decay, we daily twice brush after the meal, and when at night also before we go to the bed, we brush it, because in our mouth that sticky substances are present in that teeth, so that bacteria which is present in our mouth, it damages the teeth. To So that's why we twice a day we use that brush, because in that paste alkaline substance is present. So acid and alkaline substances both are mixed together, to it makes that neutralize. That's why. Okay, next is if ant or bee sting, irritation is happened. Okay, causes irritation. If ant or bee sting causes irritation. Why? Because these ant and bee produce acid from its mouth. So the name of that acid is that methanoic acid. Methanoic acid, or commonly called as the formic acid also. So that's why it causes irritations. To become a neutralize, what we apply calamine solutions, or we apply baking soda. Okay, to neutralize that if ant or bee stings. Okay, because acids of formation from its mouth, that is methanoic acid, when that acid enter in our body, it causes irritation. To become a neutralize, we apply on that calamine solution or that baking soda. Okay, so at the same way, nettle leaves, nettle leaves, these leaves also causes irritation. If these leaves are if touch on our body, that causes also irritation, because these leaves also consist of an acid, that is same acid, that is methanoic acid or formic acid, which normally we called as formic acid, and science name is methanoic acid. So that is also causes irritations. To become a neutralize, we apply calamine solution or baking soda, whatever. Okay, so this is that topics which is importance of pH in our daily life. So now we are some note down that vinegar, in vinegar which acid is present? Acetic acid. Acetic acid. So in orange or lemon, so In this fruits, which acid is present? That is citric acid is present. Okay, citric acid is present. And then curd consists of, or sour milk or curd, so that consists of lactic acid. So that taste of that curd is sour in taste. Next is in tamarind. So that is consist of, tamarind means imli, so that has also consist of an acid called as a tartaric acid. And tomato and spinach, they consist of an acid called as an oxalic acid. As oxalic acid. So I already told you, if ant and the nettle stings consist of an acid, that is methanoic acid. Okay, these are the some names which is given in my book. That is natural sources, that is vinegar consists of acetic acid, orange and lemon, these are the consist of citric acid, curd lactic acid, tamarind tartaric acid, and tomato oxalic acid. Now we go to the topic is salts. Where we get salts, that is salts we get from the sea water. The sea water consists of many types of salts, but in our daily life we use a common salt. In our daily life, which salt is we used? Common salt. That is common salt in science is sodium chloride. Sodium chloride. Okay, in sea water we get that sodium chloride from the sea water by the help of evaporation or distillation process. Okay, then the color is like brown in color. After that, removing of the all the impurities or for so distillation process, then it become in a white in color. Okay, so the salts also, different types of salts are there. If strong acid, salts of strong acid or and weak base or acidic in nature. Acidic in nature. Okay, salts of strong base and weak acid or basic in nature. So what is that pH of, if that salt is basic in nature, the pH range is above 7 and 14. The pH range is above 7 and 14. In between this range, if basic in nature, so if that acidic in nature, the salt, the pH is below 7 to 0. Okay, this is the range, remember this. Okay, the neutral salt is, the pH of neutral salt is 7. Okay, pH of neutral salt is 7. So that is NaCl is a neutral salt which is used in our daily life. This is that raw material for formation of most of that salts. Sodium chloride is a raw material for the formation of so many types of salts. Let us we discussed about that first now. Sodium hydroxide. how we prepare this sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH. So how we prepare it? So very simple, that is when electric current is passed through an aqueous solution, when electric current is passed through an aqueous solution, of sodium chloride, it decomposes to form sodium hydroxide. Okay, so here the aqueous solution of sodium chloride is also called as a brin, and decomposes to form a sodium hydroxide. This process is called as a chloroalkali process. Important है, it's called the chloroalkali process. Okay, because in that product, what the product is formed, sodium hydroxide plus chlorine plus hydrogen gas is formation. That's why it is, this process is called as a chloroalkali process. See here that equation, by the help, I already told you, NaCl is the raw material, the formation of most of that salts, that is sodium hydroxide is a type of a salt. That is how it is formed. NaCl plus H2 gives, so you know that what we write here, electric current, aqueous solution. Aqueous solution means we are adding water in a sodium chloride and we pass electric current. So what is the formation is product, sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is formation plus chlorine gas is formation plus hydrogen gas is formation. To balance it, we write here 2 NaCl2 H2 plus 2 NaOH. Okay, this is that formation of NaOH. This is called as a brin, and this process is called as a chloroalkali process, because chlorine is formation along with the sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Okay, important, it's very important topic. Next, 3 product is formed. Now what are the uses of these? The NaOH is, for uses of NaOH is decreasing. What is the uses of applications of NaOH? So what is the degreasing of metals, making of soaps and detergents, paper making, artificial fibers. These are the uses of NaOH. Okay, next is what is the uses of chlorine gas? That is chlorine, or chlorine is used for water treatment. You know that what in the 9th class we studied about that, to kill the germs we add a chlorine tablets or chlorine gases we passed into that. Okay, so that's why it used in water treatment, swimming pools, and then PVC pipes, PVC means polyvinyl chloride. Chloride is used here, so that's why chlorine is used here now. And CFCs, making CFCs gases, chlorofluorocarbons. Chloro means chlorine is used here. And then pesticides. Pesticides. Next is hydrogen gas, where we used hydrogen gas as a fuels, used as a fuels, and formation of fertilizers, formation of fertilizers such as ammonia. So what is the formula of ammonia? NH3. This is 3. H is present here, hydrogen. So that is fuels in rockets and jets. The fuels are used as hydrogen gas, and formation of fertilizers such as ammonia. These are the uses of NaOH and chlorine and hydrogen gas. And here one more point is that chlorine is deposited in that anode, and hydrogen is deposited in a cathode. Okay, remember it. So where is the chlorine is deposited? The anode, and hydrogen is deposited in a cathode. Okay, these are the points of NaOH, formation of NaOH, and what are the uses of its the products. Okay, so tomorrow we will discuss about that more salts, that is bleaching powder, and then their uses, baking soda and their uses, and the washing soda and their uses. So like this some topics are remain, we discuss tomorrow. Okay, thank you.